I showed you that clip because that is what we find in healthcare at times where we have emergency systems. The things that's put aside just for one person, it's incredible. The person that actually is on my left side is an EMT. So the one with the hat is a pilot. The other guy is an EMT who has been doing that for a while. He started as a regular EMT, and then he went and he began the flight instructions, and he became an EMT in flight to bring about this type of help to the people who need it. And healthcare is so diverse, it is so incredible, it is big, and that is why I want to talk to you about that today. Father, I thank you for what you're doing in this place, for the people who are here today, and those who want to glorify your name by looking more to just, I want to understand what you have for them in the future. I do believe that you're with us today as we go into this to really expand and go into some of these things that we know and some that we don't know, that you will open up our hearts and mind to bring about a fruitful understanding of this. In Jesus' name, amen. So, let me see if I can get this thing working. Okay. We did that already. So, the way I want this to go today is really, I want to begin with an introduction. Many of you basically already know who I am in this place and how I started. The understanding would be for you to understand where I'm coming from, that this is not just something I just picked up, right? It's something that I believe that you partaking of because it's meant to be that way. There's no such thing as starting too high, right? There's humble beginnings. I don't know if anybody ever knew what Bennigan's Restaurant is. I started that. Bennigan's Restaurant, I've done dishwashing, prep cook, fry cook. You know, there are different levels in walking in the kitchen. There's dishwashing, there's prepping, there's fry, there's broil. If you can become a broil cook, that's really very good. I've done some cleaning, working in cleaning companies. In fact, there was a restaurant called LT's Restaurant in Rutherford. I went there as well, worked there late nights and middle of the night, doing valet parking. So when you have somebody park your car, be nice to them, because you always look forward to that tip. Always be nice to the valet parking attendant. Worked in Loading Dock Restaurant. It's a restaurant, just all-purpose restaurant in Garwood, New Jersey. It's closed down now. Star Ledger as well, paper delivery agent. I've done that. When you see your Star Ledger delivery person, be nice to that person. Give them a big fat tip. Because I always look forward to those tips. Take the tips, collect the money, take my wife to Dunkin' Donuts early in the morning because she will help me deliver those papers. So that's the humble beginnings. I've been employed by a multitude of health systems, University Medical, UMD in Newark. In fact, they're doing a big expansion now, big opportunity to improve the area. They want to do big buildings. I think they have a $350 billion project or so. I'm not quite sure. Don't hold me on that particular amount. But they're doing something in Newark, New Jersey. They want to expand that, increase, the access there as well. I've worked with private practices, Atlantic Health System currently. I work there as well. Which has Morristown Hospital, Overlook Hospital, Chilton, some other hospitals in New Jersey. Worked at NYU Medical Center, and now Robert Wood Johnson. A school I've gone through. Do not beat down County College. I went to Essex County College. Essex County College is a very good county college. mean, they teach very well there. And, you know, they understand your grassroots and understand what you need to do, and they'll work with you, right? I've gone to Union County, New Jersey University, of course, City Hall University as well, and I have multitudes of degrees and certification. And of course, as a nonprofit, the pastor of this church, so I have a full plethora of things that I'm doing. So the question I get all the time is, how did you actually do this? How was it that you were able to get from where you were to where you are now? How did you squeeze that in? How did you begin? As I said, you begin with your humble beginnings. And I wish I had somebody talk with me in the beginning about having healthcare jobs, but you know, I kind of had to find my way in that. But then there was somebody who actually helped me when I got to a point where I had to make a crucial decision as to how I wanted to go about that. But anyway, I kind of knew that I was leaning towards healthcare to begin with. So I went to Essex County College. We began this thing. They had this radiography program, and the chairman of the program then was Ms. Guyton. I don't think she's there now, but they have a very good program in Essex County College. You have to look at your county colleges and see the type of offerings they have, incredible offerings that they have. So I went there. I started as, you know, of course you go there, let's say you just get into a county college today, they have you do a placement test. Sure, you do a placement test. And that's good because they want to know how to get you started. So you do your English and math and some social science or whatever that may be, and if you pass English, you know, and your goal is you want to be able to get started at college level, because I didn't do any SAT. I did a GED, right? And so we got in, and I was able to start at college level. And so what they do is that no matter what you want to go into, you first have to do the fundamentals. You do the regular English and math, and then social sciences, sociology, and all those. And then you now want to talk about where do you want to go from there. You already have in your mindset, I want to do something. I want to go for radiography. That's what I chose. I wanted to be an X-ray tech at that moment, because I wanted to do something that I can get done quickly and start making money and get benefits and have insurance, right? Have insurance. And just, you know, not have to work blue collar. You know, I knew I had to start somewhere, so I started in Essex County College while I was washing dishes at Benniger's restaurant. So I would go to work in the morning. Actually, I would go to school in the morning, come back, or from there go to school. I would go to work to 2 a.m., and then come back, make sure my classes were not 8 a.m. in the morning. That day, I think my class was like 10. So I did that for quite a while. So I was able to get into the X-ray program, and it was going very well. Very demanding, though, because you have to cut down your hours of work when you begin to do clinical. What I mean is that you have classroom work, and then you have clinical work. And the clinical work is like you're actually working in a hospital. It's very interesting. I did that. So I finished the first year of X-ray. Now, the second year of X-ray, I didn't have money. So I kind of ran out of funds, and I missed a semester. And so I was in a program, but I was a semester behind my classmates, and I just couldn't, you know, as someone who's coming, I was somebody who didn't have access to financial aid at that moment, at that time. I had just come into the country, and I was working. I just couldn't afford it. So I was out of the program for a semester, and then I said, well, since I already have some biology classes, I'm going to continue to take biology. So I went to Union County College, and I continued to take biology. Now, the thing about it didn't really bother me as much that I was out of the program after a year in the summer, because I wanted to do what is called nuclear medicine, which was an advanced level of X-ray. But during that time, the way to get to nuclear medicine would be you have to do X-ray first. So I really didn't like the X-ray thing because I just wanted to get to nuclear medicine. X-ray is good, but I wanted to get to the advanced level quicker. And so I kind of said, okay, sure, I'll just continue my biology as I was doing it. Union County College. Then I applied to New Jersey City University. It was Jersey State College then. Why? Because they had a nuclear medicine program that didn't require you to do X-ray. Even though I had to travel all the way to Jersey City to do it, I said I'll do it, and hopefully they'll take my X-ray credits and apply it to the nuclear medicine program. And behold, I got there and they said, "Yo, bring it on." So I was able to apply about maybe 30 credits of X-ray from Essex County College towards my degree in, actually about 45 credits towards my degree in Jersey State College, and still be in the nuclear medicine program. And so that was a good thing for me. Meanwhile, I was working as a broil cook at Lone Dock restaurant. And then the thing about that is that they said if you're going to begin this nuclear medicine program and you start to do the clinical, you can't work full time. Now, that's a hard thing to do. Well, I talked to my wife about that and she said, sure. So what happened? I quit my restaurant job and did what? I became a paper delivery guy, right? Now, when you think about paper delivery, they don't really make that much money, Star Ledger, right? You make about maybe $400, $125 a week, about $500 a month, right? You kind of do that. And the idea behind that is I wanted to be in a place where I know it was going to be tough. I quit, and I just have to get this. This program is a year and a half. If you could squeeze it in as much as I can do, that it would be worth it. So it required me to now go into the nuclear medicine program, which was attached to the Jersey State College program at University Hospital, UMDNJ. So for a year and a half, I did not have to go to Jersey City. I just went to UMDNJ to go do the program. And so when I finished that program, it was hard. As a paper delivery person, it is hard. We didn't get to go to late night movies. We couldn't stay up night because I have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go get the paper so that you can have your paper by the time you wake up in the morning. And I worked for Star Ledger. I have a story with that. My car that I was using to deliver got burnt during that time. Well, a bunch of things happened, but it's part of life. And as I continued to do that, I went to UMD. I got the certificate. But what I had the certificate in nuclear medicine. I was able to get a job right away. So if you go up there to this right there, this is where I'm at. So I finished this, I got this, and then I got a job at University Hospital where I did my program. I became a radiation safety specialist. And then on the weekend, I was working as a nuclear medicine technologist. But I did not have my bachelor's yet. But I wanted to go further. So I said, okay, I'll keep working. Now I have benefits. Now I have vacation. Now I have 401k plan. Now I have a little money. Now I don't have to work blue collar. But I want to go further. So as I was working as this radiation safety specialist and as a nuclear medicine tech on the weekend, I went back to Jersey State College to finish out my bachelor's degree. I was going for a BS, but I said, I don't care. Just give me a BA, because I don't need a BS. Give me a BA, I just want to finish, right? Sometimes you don't really need to make it so complicated. Some people just need BA. You don't need BS. You just get your, say, I don't need to go with BS. I don't need to do any of those. So my chairman said, do you really want a BS? I said, I really don't. She said, well, then, do one more semester and you'll be finished. I said, sure. And I was finished. And then of course, as I finished, I wanted to go further in my graduate degree, so I went to a program called medical informatics. Continued to do that and working as a technologist. Right there, I was able to leave UMDNJ and I went into private practice because I wanted to get the outpatient experience while I was enrolled in, master's in biomedical informatics. And then I went further after I didn't finish that because I just wasn't too much into computers much. I got diverted in a sense. Work, you have children, right? and then work happens, and then there's demands, and all of a sudden I kind of got pulled away from this. I had 2 more semesters to finish this, and you know, I was offered a better position, and I became a chief nuclear technologist at an outpatient, and I did that for many years, and I just went into a PhD program there, actually a master's program for healthcare informatics, healthcare administration at City Hall University. Bazoo was there at my graduation. You know, I worked there, I did that for quite a while, did 2 years in that. And of course, I say, since I did master's, I might as well just go for a PhD. And I wanted to really do something in physician engagement and what is called psychological contract fulfillment. It's a different topic. And I went into that. And I finished my PhD. It took me 6 years to do, but I did it. After that, I left Atlantic Health. What happened there? Yeah, I left Atlantic Health, and I was offered a good position at NYU New York, NYU Langone Medical Center, as the manager of nuclear medicine operations and theranostics. I did that for 3 years, and now I wanted to come back to New Jersey, which I did. And I was offered, I'm a director at RW, which means I'm not done yet. And I want you to think about that. I don't know what that is, but I just have it there. The tip of the triangle is never fulfilled, in a sense. And when I'm not saying discontent, but it's saying you always have to keep pushing yourself at all times. You have to keep pushing yourself wherever you are, whatever you may be doing right now. Don't see it as the end result of everything. You just keep pushing yourself, and you begin to see there is fulfillment in what you're required to do. So to go into this, I had to go into all of that so that I can go into what I'm saying here, so you know that you know, I'm coming from a credible place. Healthcare, cardiovascular invasive specialist, diagnostic, sonography, anesthesian, anesthesia technician, medical assistant, patient care technician, sterile processing technician, pharmacy technician, medical billing, and these are just a few of things, the allied health that one can do in a quickly. Right? You don't have to go, no one says you have to go and do all the education that I did. It's my choice, my preference, right? Some people will want to do that, others may not want to do that. Some people may just want to do a few years of education. Some people may not want, but the idea though is that you would need training. Everybody needs training. Whether it's an apprentice program, whether it's a technical school, whether it's learning from somebody to move from where you are to the next place, everyone needs some type of training. Your training may be furthering your education, maybe just expanding your role on the job that you're in, but everyone needs training. So, I gotta go back. There we go. This is when I was in NYU. The guy to the right there, his name is Mansour. Very nice guy. He went into the program, he came out fresh out of the program, and is doing very well right now, where he's working as a nuclear medicine technologist. He only did a year, right? And this guy is making about $100,000. This person also is probably making the same thing. She also went out, I'm not gonna mention her name since we're online here. She's also somebody who went through the program, who was hired, went through a 1.5-year program, doing very well in a hospital, and is making about that same amount of money. These are the people that I've worked with. This actually was a time when I left, you know, this send-off party they gave me. This is just part of the crew. These people are also nuclear technologists. They've been in the field for over 30 years. Over 30 years, and they're doing spectacular, very well. You know, a little investment up front in your life will put you and set you in a place of incredible opportunity, where you get to meet people from different places, different walks of life. You're exposed to different type of people, different races, different environments, and that's different locations, and that is so incredible. And that's just for one of those things. This is where I currently work right now at RWJ. And this is just one of, all these people are, you know, with the exception of the one in the middle, who's my boss. Well, let me see. With the exception of him, he's the CEO of the whole program, of the whole RWJ here in New Jersey. The whole hospitals went here about Robert Wood. He came to visit our site. These folks are people who work under me, naturally, just a fraction of them. And this was just a visit that we had then. Why am I doing this? Mission is to help minority individuals succeed professionally and secure meaningful employment that brings stability and long-term growth. For us, particularly with black folks or minority, right, Spanish, anyone, we have a disadvantage. And when I mean disadvantage, it means that we actually have to work very hard. It's not like, and what I mean by that is I've come across certain things in my career coming up where I feel I have to work a little harder than somebody else. I'm not blaming anybody or blaming anyone for it, but I just feel I have to do that. Well, you have to sometimes prove yourself twice. Where your credentials, you may even be challenged in the sense that I've had somebody come up to me before, so are you really qualified for what you're doing? Right? I've had people ask me that question. And, you know, while other people around me might have heard, I'm like, whoa. You know, I've kind of settled in the idea that it's just the world we work in. Sometimes people ask you those, it's not normal, but if it comes, it doesn't come to me as a shock. It may come to other people as a shock. But my mission is because I know what I've gone through and the disadvantages or the opportunities I've missed or maybe not presented or didn't have access to. It's my mission to kind of bring this to you. And I think, particularly now in healthcare, I mean, look at here. A lot of people signed up for the program. There's something that keeps people away from doing good. There's something that keeps people away from achieving. There's always going to be an excuse, right? Here, why I can't do this, why I can't do that, and all of those things. But the world we live in today, there is no excuse now. You may have to work harder, sure. But if you do what you need to do on your own, I think you'll be okay. I think the door will be open for you. My vision is to see where every person, regardless of background, can thrive. Because I'm thriving, right? In the point where you have to, when I can tell you confidently that I'm in a place in life where I'm thriving. And I don't lack, I don't need, it's just a matter of I afford what I want to. Because I've put what I need to put up front, the sacrifice while others that we were growing up with, when say let's go out and party, let's go out and do all these things. And I won't go out there and say you're a party pooper, you're no longer the same person we knew. You're not doing this, you're no fun, you're not any of those things. The same people are still in the same place they were many, many years ago. They haven't progressed, right? But when you sacrifice up front, you begin to reap the dividends at the end. And I can say, frankly, without any, not that I'm boasting, I am reaping the dividends right now. And I expect to reap more as I go. Why does it matter? Job security is a foundation for family stability and community resilience. Think of it. A lot of families are broken apart because lack of stability. Financially, it breaks the marriage, it breaks relationships, it ruins things. Career success opens doors to purpose, confidence, and generational change. And I can tell you that if you have the success that you have now, I mean, if you can build on that success, you begin to see changes in the generation that is after you. So my plan for the rest of this time is really to kind of walk you through some opportunities that's out there. There's this online link. It's called In-Demand Occupations on New Jersey website, that occupations expected to have the most openings in the future in New Jersey or in healthcare, right? If I go in here, let me actually see if I can get on there and open this up. Wi-Fi is working. There's healthcare practitioners and technical And under there, these are all the occupations, right? You got pharmacy technician, EMTs, radiology technologists, ultrasound technologists, dental hygienists, a bunch of them that, it's really in demand in New Jersey, right? Healthcare support, home health aides, personal care aides, physical therapist assistant. These are the people who say, let's say you don't want to go down, you don't really want to do too much in education. You only want to do just a little bit. I only want to do a year and a half or 2 years, or I only want to do 12 months, 6 to 12 months, These are jobs. There are jobs out here. I see jobs every day. They're out there. In fact, as somebody who hires people, there are people who are looking for, like, don't we have any candidate? Don't we have anybody looking for these jobs? There are jobs out there, home health aides, for those who are doing it. And I would say anybody who's in that type of job, don't say that's what you want to stay at. You want to start somewhere, sure. Gain the practical experience that you need to gain, and then take that experience and then put it into something else. You may have to take a job to get you in at a lower level. But once you get in the door, that's really the key, because everybody likes to hire within. There's a lot of background check that goes on before they bring you into any hospital. It takes time to get you in, and we don't want to lose you to anybody else. So since we've done the background all along, if you can just prove and show that you can do a little bit of what is required in the next level, we'll say, yeah, we'll bring you in and train you, because we already done your background. We've checked your background. We've checked everything. We don't want to waste another 2 months just trying to vet somebody, and then at the end, the person says, I got another job somewhere else. So if you're somebody that's already in the system, the first thing we do is we look within. This person is doing this, but I think they can do this. We can train her for this amount of time. So some of these jobs I see as healthcare support are jobs that you may maybe start with. Medical assistant, for example, there's one here, right? It says 937.73 jobs in New Jersey right now. Now, the salary that we see here, this is not the real salary, right? This is just, this website has to be updated. It's not the real salary. It's way more than that, and you're going to see me as I go into that. Talks about the education that's involved. Some of the training that you require is about $5,000. Depends on which school you go into. You just have to make sure that the schools that you go to are accredited schools in New Jersey. And the website here, mycareer.com, .gov, newjersey.gov. This website will tell you which schools are accredited. So, tuition assistance support. There's some programs also that you get assistance from. I know unemployment do support systems, because they know some people have to, some people who are not employed may need to get retooled or need jobs, they need to get retraining, and sometimes they will pay for it. It's better for them to pay for you to get training and get a job than them paying you unemployment payment for the next 9 months, 10 months. Why? Because it's good, so you can get a job, get taxed, and start contributing and put it back into the system. So sometimes if you speak with them and you go downtown and speak, there's some places here. I think I have resources in your handout there where you can go. They will pay for it. Apprenticeship, community college opportunity grants. So it's just a matter of you doing some homework as it relates to that. All right. Healthcare. Who's the biggest employer in your neighborhood? The hospital, right? The hospital is the biggest employer. The hospital, that's why people build businesses around hospitals. People have daycares around hospitals. People who have restaurants around hospitals. Hospitals is the biggest employer, right? 60% of the U.S. workforce work in a healthcare setting. The whole population of the US, 60% of them are in healthcare. Right? Fast entry, strong growth, 2 to 4 years of education. If you could do 2 to 4 years of education, if you say I can do 12 months, but if you could do 2 years of education to get in, you're good. 4 years is better, but if you could do 2 years and get in, it's good. There's career flexibility, right? Competitive pay, high impact, low burnout. And I say something about global relevance. It means that if you train as a healthcare medical, let's say medical assistant today, you can go somewhere tomorrow and work as a medical assistant. You can go across America as work as a medical assistant. You can go to the US and work as a medical assistant anywhere. So there's this transfer across regions and countries, right? So you say, well, why should I get in? I see people are still cold here. Let me pump this up a little bit. Perhaps maybe close that door out there or just shut it a little bit if you need to. Why now? There is a healthcare cliff. That is why it's crucial that we join in now. Because the US is expected to face a big, what is called a cliff in this next couple of years, right? There's a shortage of people working in healthcare. That's really the best place to be now. Expect to show you about 100,000 critical healthcare workers by 2008, 28. So if you want to do something, perhaps maybe you're thinking about what you're supposed to do, right? I think you should go into healthcare. Amen. You got to settle down over there, So there's a shortage, particularly in New Jersey. I have this right here, New Jersey. You see where the red is? Deficit of workers. I'm helping today career coaching. I want to just talk to you about what I've gone through, which I've done. And I just want to motivate you to continue to do what you need to do, to engage, right? So I say there's some things that's low-hanging fruit. And what I mean by that is this, that there's some things that you say, okay, I need a job right now. I want a job right now. And I don't want any training. I want a job right now. Well, right now you can get a job. Right? I think I was speaking to Nosa the other day about a job too, right? You can get a job right now. There's something here as I see. Let's just go ahead and do a little scroll through here. These are jobs that you can get that does not require you to get any training, right? So I see transport, paper transport, Newark, Beth Israel. If you go down there today and fill this out, you will get a job. It does not require anything. It's a successful completion of all orientation programs, right? Assist staff in transportation of patients from bed to stretcher, very easy. These are easy jobs. And you know what you get? You get paid time off medical insurance, tuition reimbursement. You get all of that right now. I need something right now, you say, I can't find anything. If you go down there, you will get something. And the reason why I say that is, it is something that people quit that job very, very often. And so there's always this open, people coming in and out at all times. And most people leave this particular position because they move from this transfer position into something higher. There's always something that opens up. If you want a job right now, you can just go, you just go in there, and you just go all the way there, and you click on this. External apply. You enter your email address. And then you just fill everything up. It requires you to put everything in there as you just go back and forth, right? You just put everything that you need to put in there, and then you just submit your application, right? It's crucial that you have a resume or so that you need to apply in there. So. Okay? So I can walk some of you through this at the end if you want to, but it's very quick. You don't have to go anymore. Usually they will have you go into those sites where you go into HR and you just sit down there and you put the application in.